Okay, guys, so I guess I'm dressed like a newscaster, so I should start like one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Techpoint Africa Podcast. And this is a show where we talk about tech and innovation in Africa. My name is Emmanuel Paul, your host today. And with me in the studio, I have Bolu Abiodun.
Oh, yes.
Good. And we have Chingozirim.
Yes, Chingozirim, yeah.
So Chingozirim is a reporter for Techpoint Africa, and so is Bolu, even though both of them have very, very, very varied interest. So we're going to be talking about all the issues in tech from... sorry, I can't keep this up. I can't keep this up. How do those guys do it week in, week out? Like, I don't know. It's fine. But Bolu, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
We heard that you were not... we were under the weather, on top of the weather.
You too.
You two, both of them.
Under, over.
You're under and over
Side.
the weather.
You mind explaining what that is?
No. Let's not start that. Let's not start that. But yeah, I was not around last week. I had to attend the program. Bolu, thankfully, fans were looking out for you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. Nifemi is still out for now, but
she's sidelined.
She's not sidelined.
ACL injury.
It's not ACL. Yeah. So you won't be seeing. You will likely not be seeing Nifemi for some time. Maybe I'll be able to drag her once in a while, but it's the likelihood is. But yeah, well, please keep your prayers with Nifemi. And of course, thank you to Onome and Chingozirim for holding down the fort for us last week. Yeah. So we're back. And of course, you know, the Techpoint Africa Podcast is this stage where we talk about everything. The journalists at Techpoint talk about all the issues in tech from a more relaxed and fun and banter level perspective. So if you're expecting deep conk, no, please. We don't do that here for now, right? But we look at things that are happening in Africa and, of course, the things that are happening in the global stage and how they affect us in Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the one and only cage fight of the century. We had previous huge cage fights, like the Rumble in the Jungle. What was that? Muhammad Ali and someone else?
I know nothing about
fights. I don't know anything about this.
I do not support.
So you guys don't watch boxing? You guys don't watch WrestleMania?
I can't be watching.
Well, I watched WrestleMania actually.
So WrestleMania 20-something, where Undertaker lost his streak
to
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the streak has ended. Or the epic match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, that one where he wore white.
I saw that too.
Oh, he said no weapon fashion against you. Those were epic battles. But now we're no longer.
She's busy fangirling.
No. She understands the message. She understands the message. But now we're no longer in the realm of just pro wrestlers, right? This is Tech Bros. Right? Tech Bros, our very own Iron Man.
Company CEOs.
Yes, Iron Man himself, the Techno King. His name, first of his name, are we second of his name? Is it first of his name? The man who gives worse names to his children. His name is Elon Musk. He's challenging Mark Zuckerberg, the man whose planet we don't know where he came from.
The metaverse, I beg. He's from the metaverse.
He's from the metaverse. So he's trying to carry humans back there.
Exactly.
Interesting. So we're hearing they want to have a cage fight, and
I thought that it was a joke.
I've been thinking it was a joke until I started seeing Elon and Mark themselves.
I assure his account. Maybe like you see all the blue ticks, everything.
The blue tick is there.
Can DM Mark and ask him how far you should confirm.
So
that
what exactly did they post? What did Elon post?
So I don't even know what caused the fight. Please, anybody that can tell me what caused the fight.
I think one of these wrestling things, boxing people posted something. And then Elon tweeted, "I'm up for a cage match." Somebody tweeted that he would like to see them fight.
Okay.
So Elon has said, "I'm up for a cage match if he is." LOL. Then Mark screenshotted the whole conversation on Twitter.
I see.
And came to Instagram and said, "Send me the location."
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa. This is the type where you draw a circle and leave them. Morale high. Just draw a circle.
First you draw ball junkie.
Well, who do you think will? I'm assuming it's a joke, and maybe they're just.
That better not be a joke.
Yeah, better not be a joke. I'm invested in this fight now. I hear they're taking martial arts lessons.
No, so Mark has been He has been doing that for a while. I saw a picture of Elon Musk with what's this guy's name? I think Lex Friedman, and the two of them were. I can't remember the name of the martial arts they were engaged in, and he appeared to be pinning his back to the floor, which may suggest that he is maybe he has some training. So the two of them are. It's not like they are pro anything. They are just. I don't even know if they are up to amateur level, but they have some training. So it will be interesting to see the two of them collect red eye on a Saturday night, hopefully. So,
I mean, Elon Musk is significantly bigger than Mark. Or
Now by that one, it's not by that one.
it is so.
It's not.
what have you learned from watching Jackie Chan and
That's what you people don't know. If you talk to actual people that fight, they will tell you that in a normal fight, anything can happen.
anything? No, this is not street fight now. You're not. You're not fighting with boys on the street.
But the thing is that if not to what's called belittle anybody, but the thing is that if you have good technique, you could possibly beat someone that is bigger than you.
Way
It's just
bigger
a
than you.
matter of
Provided the
using
person
your-
doesn't have your technique, sure.
It's just a matter of using the person's weakness against them
Okay.
and
Okay.
using your own strength.
So okay, now that we've
Shut.
People think it's karate kid. Okay.
okay, but it's fine.
But,
It's-
but it's the reality. I was thinking about something this morning. Like, imagine me taking on a female soldier. I don't have skills. She's been trained for maybe a couple of years. She beat the hell out of me. Like,
yeah, even if she's smaller than you.
yeah.
So that's
She has training.
All right.
It's the training that is the issue. But
Voila.
all these things that we're discussing, how does it affect us in
How
Africa?
does it affect us?
Yes.
So here's an idea. Could multi-choice bid to stream this?
Will you
Because-
pay to watch it?
I'm very, very sure a lot of people will pay to watch
Will
it.
you? So right now you don't have a DSTV account. Will you
No, so
subscribe to a
multi-choice-
DSTV account?
Well, think about it. There are a lot of people that would just pay to watch Elon Musk. I don't know how it goes. So maybe considering they probably don't have broadcasting rights outside Africa. That
So-
could be.
So what is more likely to happen? A Netflix buys streaming rights to this, or a multi-choice bids for this? Which is more likely to happen?
More likely to happen is
It's
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix has more money. They have a larger audience.
I would even prefer if Netflix does it. What does multi-choice want to give me?
No, let's say Showmax now. Let's say maybe not DSTV now.
Okay.
Showmax airing this. Will that give them? Will that make you go and subscribe to Showmax?
Definitely not.
So why should they bother?
Netflix should just do it. I beg.
Netflix should just do
You know,
it.
the experience
So
will be
there's,
better.
there's no hope for African businesses to actually stream this.
Well,
They should-
doesn't
should
look
have-
like
should
there
have sit down.
is.
You should go and sit down. Okay, it's
Yeah,
fine. It's fine.
Especially since it's not a one-off.
It's just one off actually.
Yeah, like I can't just go and say, oh, let me pay to.
You can just pay for this month now. It's not like you pay annual like the information subscription. it's not like
Alright.
it's not like you pay annual. Okay,
Yeah.
but okay. The seriousness aside,
Mm.
which tech bro, which in Africa, do you want to see in a cage fight like Elon, Bolu,
I want to see Shola.
Shola and who?
Shola and
Shola of who?
Paystack.
Shola of Paystack and
And
Aboyeji.
Yes.
What do these two have? Do they have any public beef that we know of?
no.
You just
I
want
just
to
want to see them.
Yeah, you have some resentment issues. Like, Chingozim, fight.
Thinking so hard about it.
Okay, so you don't have anybody in mind.
Man, I don't have anybody.
You don't have anybody. It's
Well,
fine.
if you know anyone, you can suggest in the comment section.
Okay.
Tayo
Appreciate
Obiosu of Paga is quite athletic. Maybe you'll be interested.
In fighting who?
Athletic and fighting is not the same thing, though.
I don't know.
Fighting who? So the fight I actually want to see is Yinka Awosanya and Godwin Emefiele. Yinka, I'm sorry.
Well, unfortunately, there's only one person who can do that. Only one person is capable of doing that right now because Murphy is probably.
Yeah,
somewhere-
Memphis does somewhere. Yeah, but I actually needed to see that fight
Yeah,
because there's a lot of context.
they're,
If
they're
you,
evenly matched. If you think about it,
it's fine. So
It's-
CBN said. So CBN announced something last week, right? Which again, whoever is there now is fair game for Yinka right now. Whoever is there
But that's
making
the
all these
problem.
weird
The person is
decisions.
supposed to be acting, right?
Person is supposed to be acting.
You're not going to collect blue on top.
No,
Appointment
because
does not solidified.
wait. So here's the story. The CBN said they want to start adding social media to
Yeah.
KYC. So Chingozim, tell us what's happening there and why this can cause fights.
Okay, so the CBN wants to. They want to start requesting, or they said banks should now start asking for social media handles when opening accounts for customers. So now, in addition to giving them my BVN address and all of those things that we usually give, now I have to tell them my Twitter handle, my Facebook handle, my Instagram handle, and possibly my LinkedIn handle, basically. So
I see.
This is, considering this is a new administration, I'm going to believe they are starting on a new slate, right? But this is probably the weirdest requirements the CBN has made in a very, very long time. Because why do you need social media handles of your of your
users?
Yeah, of your users. But why would you cause fight? Serap is a social, it's a non-governmental organization or a not-for-profit. And they have a reputation for suing the Nigerian government every chance they get. And this time, the CBN is in their crosshairs, and they're saying,
you don't buy markets.
withdraw that you said within 3 days, or we sue you. So this is more than 3 days since they issued the notice to the CBN. The CBN has not withdrawn it, and Serap, well, I am not their lawyer, and I haven't been to the court. But we haven't heard any news that they have actually gone ahead to do that. I'm not holding my breath for this, because this is not the first time that they threatened to sue the Nigerian government, and I was monitoring it, and I was disappointed. They did not sue anybody, so I am not holding out any hope that they do it. But then this is an interesting development.
Okay, so thanks for calling that out, because now I want to call them out. It's now sounding like they're doing that as PRO activity to make them look like they're working.
I guess, because
if they've not been suing, like they said, they will sue.
They sue a lot. They sue the government a lot.
Or they announced that they want to sue a lot.
Yeah, they announced that they want to, or that they will.
They
sue the
actually
government
do
a
sue.
lot.
If you go on Google and Google Serap sues FG, like there
A
are
lot.
there are a
But
lot.
when we
What has
compare-
come out of any of all those Serap sues?
Very
Serap
little.
That's
sues.
the thing we don't
But then the thing is, your record of threats versus your record of action. The threat is stacking up. Like when you stack them together, it's a lot more than actions.
So right now, if Serap threatens to sue the CBN,
CBN,
can,
we look at that.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is normal. Like once you keep saying, I will do this, and you don't do it, people will not take you that seriously again. So even if Serap threatens me, maybe I don't have anything. I don't like, I beg.
when I calm down before they go see Techpoint, cease and desist, and they will not send it to you. They send it to the managing editor. So I beg.
But so far, banks haven't. They've not given out any official communication. So at least I have at least 2 accounts, and I have not gotten any email from my banks. I don't know if you guys.
I'm not going to answer them.
Well, yeah, of course, I won't be answering them yet. But if they say they are going to take my money, or they
will do no such.
So they will not take your money. So what is likely going to happen is they will now introduce that as an account opening requirement or an upgrade requirement.
Why?
That's the problem. So that's now going to be another problem.
Yes.
But why is this important? Why is it important for them to?
So it's a KYC. So it's like saying, why is it important for them to know their customer? They need to know their customer. It's intrinsic to the financial
BVN
system.
address, are those things not
That is
enough?
not enough. They need to see all the people they are dragging on Twitter. They need to know when you are acting the federal government.
So yes,
They
So
need
that
to know when
means
you are criticizing the
for
CBN's policies.
they are not doing it because they want to know their customers, because they want to know who is friends of the government and who is dragging the government. Because I don't see any reason why.
So my social media is my connection with other people and my interaction with them. I'm thinking of how it ties into maybe my finances.
Okay, being a skeptic aside, right, or being cynical about this, the potential I see is a way to tackle fraud. It's a possible potential. It's a stretch, I'm not going to lie, but this is a possibility. You dupe somebody, bank comes to your address, they didn't see you there, or because obviously you're not going to see you there. I don't know how banks do the addressing verification these days, but on social media they can look at your interactions
To maybe
To-
get
just gets an inkling of how to find you. They can use a random person to DM you. So there's recently a friend of mine bought something from someone on Instagram, paid and zip. If the person reports to the bank will say, there's nothing we can do. All those kind of things. It might help police investigations, so they can track your activity on social media to help investigations. Now, again, my caveat here is this is a stretch, but one thing I know about the Nigerian armed forces or the police force, when they want to work, they work.
Exactly. They don't need your social media really, or they can actually find it.
They can find it
without you submitting it.
So, but
That's
now I
just-
think maybe they want to make it easier for the bank's compliance officers to track all these issues. Or so, for instance, now you see people on Twitter sharing details on how with themselves on how to game one banking floor to collect money or do anything. They can be tracking on those conversations. So, but this, as far as I'm concerned, is a very big privacy issue.
Yes.
Mighty
Yes,
privacy
yes, yeah.
issue. So, honestly, I'm struggling to see the.
Actually, the NDPC has actually responded to the whole thing, and they are saying that it is a privacy violation, and they're probably going to talk to this CBN. CBN and all of that. So I think they've said they've reached out, and they are still in ongoing conversations. So let's see how that plays out.
Okay, so, that cage fight needs to happen. Whoever is there now is fair game because I don't understand what's going on. But I'm going to leave CBN for now. There are other policies that are giving me mixed feelings, right? The Naira float, for instance. If you check my article about the whole Naira float issue, you would see that it's most likely we're going to end up in 2016 again. We end up with a devalued Naira and none of the supposed benefits. But let's leave all of that aside and go to Uganda, where I'm hearing they want to provide internet service to people in refugee camps. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely correct. So they want to provide internet services to about 1.5 million people
Okay.
in refugee camps in Uganda, and I think this is really important because I think Uganda is like the refugee capital of Africa, and most of these refugees are coming from Sudan, where they're having a lot of issues. So what they're actually doing is they're partnering with World Bank to launch a universal digital acceleration program to provide internet access to Ugandan refugees. So what this would do is, access to internet is usually the first phase of you developing any digital skill. I mean, you can't develop digital skill in this day and age if you don't have access to the internet, because internet is full of resources and all those things. So what this will help them do is, instead of them just being refugees, now they get access to the internet, they can learn digital skills, and then they become like a more productive part of society, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically what is going to happen. So I'm guessing the partnership with World Bank, and then there will be provision of money to make these things work. And there are actually other initiatives that have been going on in Uganda trying to help these refugees actually make something of themselves, or earn skills that will make them more productive.
Okay, so I have questions, right? This internet service, are they specifying what websites these refugee guys will have access to? They are not.
Oh, no.
Good.
No.
This is why I'm asking.
Okay.
Uganda has a social media tax. I don't think they've lifted it the last time I checked.
So if it's use social media,
So if, say, I join a Facebook group to learn something, or
That's
I
actually
join
very
a
valid concern.
learning session on Twitter Spaces, or I join an Instagram live, will those refugees be paying tax?
That's a very valid concern, and I think
Context is everything, because it's easy for all these governments to just
yeah.
say they are announcing this initiative, and it sounds like a good thing. But the social media tax in Uganda, the last time I checked, as of November 2022, and there's been no update since then. And they said, oh, the purpose is not to raise revenue from all those, but the social media tax.
Are you
Okay,
going to exclude them?
so I don't think they will exclude them, and I think it's good that you actually asked. Would there be specific websites they can? So what I think they will do with this initiative is that, yes, we'll give you internet, but then
When you start making money, when you start collecting tax.
no. Probably what they will now do is, okay, this is where you go and learn this. This is where you go and do this. So there might actually be restrictions on where they can go.
No,
Websites they
doesn't
can
necessarily
visit.
have to be restrictions. They're just basically saying if you go to those websites, sorry. I just saying if you go to those websites, so you pay tax. Or maybe it's not just the refugees that we should even be concerned about, like everybody in Uganda. It is still a thing. That
It's
should be
actually a
interesting.
valid
Though.
concern.
That should be interesting. If me, we're going to ask her if she. Okay, I'm going to ask her if she will pay tax. Social media.
Why should you say Abi?
Yeah. Okay, so okay, let's leave this issue, because once it comes to government internet access, I'm always a bit, because it feels like you guys say you want to do something, but on the other end, you have a policy that's
might
going to
That thing.
hinder the success of that thing. And I hope that's not the case for the refugee.
I
And
hope so too.
Nigeria, they say they want to boost broadband penetration. They want to bring infrastructure development, but anybody that wants to bring fiber cable, they're paying between 3,000 naira to 5,000 naira per meter to lay that cable. As a fee, it's not like the fee that they will pay you when they are coming, like per meter 5,000 naira. So all those things,
Like,
you
it's
can't be
just
saying something
weird.
with your mouth.
Because I was even looking at, like, I was seeing how other countries, like, say there's an industry they want improvements in, and then I was seeing what the government does to make those things actually work. For example, now say they want there to be an increase in electric car usage. For example, in the US now,
There's a lot of
Tesla has $4 billion in subsidy. Even you that buy the car, you get like it's about $7,000 tax, maybe a tax break or something. So there are a lot of things they do, not just for those people that want to provide that thing, but even you that want to
use
consume
it.
that thing. So they now create this atmosphere for both. So it's not as if Tesla is producing, it's easy for Tesla to produce electric car. They are giving them money to produce electric cars. They even have tax break. Tesla has like a 20-year tax break in the US. So it's not just Tesla that can now, if Tesla produces it, who will buy it? So they go on the other side of the equation and say, okay, let's make this thing, work for those people that want to consume this. So I don't know why these things happen in Africa.
Let's look at cashless transactions. You can want to promote cashless, but you are charging these people transaction fees for every transfer, for every ATM withdrawal. Heck, come on. Okay, let's talk about Eyowo. Yeah, Eyowo is one of all those companies that seems to be reeling from the effects of the economy on one side, but maybe there's a part that has to do with their internal management and process and everything. So, but we're hearing the TechNest reported that they shut down. TechAbout said they didn't. So, Techpoint Africa.
So there's you already give the main gist anyway. But yes, Eyowo was
Just move the story forward.
okay. Yes, so let's move it forward.
Yeah.
Long and short of the story is that the company says they are not shutting down, but that Eyowo, as you know it today, will be pivoting. So I want to get the exact, because this is what I think would be the bulk of our conversation. This company put out this statement and following all of that, and they said we are going to be making some changes. I'll just read the first 2 paragraphs so that I don't read everything.
I want to read everything.
No,
Without
just
statement.
first, we are pivoting into a financial technology platform that provides financial connectedness and intelligence for everyday money and living choices to everyone with a smartphone. This will mean we can deliver revenue to selected entrepreneurs and offer a personal financial and life guide to everyone with a smartphone. So this is a bit...
Are you focusing on entrepreneurs or are you focusing on everybody with a
The
smartphone?
smartphone, yes. So this is now where questions begin, or where the questions start. So first of all, you're pivoting into a financial technology platform. What were you before now? Were you an agricultural technology platform? Or now?
Then right now, is it that you want to turn to Money Africa?
Exactly. You're providing financial connectedness and intelligence. What the hell is financial connectedness? Is it a peer-to-peer transaction system?
Or social media for finance.
Or is it social media for finance? Do you want to start a newsletter for finance? So
Money Africa.
Exactly. Or do you want to, I don't know, maybe a Bloomberg terminal for Africa? What exactly do you want to do?
Bloomberg terminal. Call.
Or like it's a bit difficult to
Wall
say
Street Journal,
this is what I mean, it's difficult for us to say this is what they are going to do or they intend to do, because we know you as a fintech platform for the most part, and now you're saying, okay, we are transforming or pivoting into a financial technology platform. Except we are the ones who don't know what financial technology platform means. Then it needs a little more clarity. So basically, this was you saying a lot without really saying anything. So selected entrepreneurs, what does we can deliver revenue to selected entrepreneurs. So what does that mean? Do you want to build a B2B product? Are you going to maybe offer similar services to what MoneyPoint does right now? Is that what you're going to do? But when you say selected entrepreneurs, what does selected entrepreneurs mean? How do you select these entrepreneurs? So then you now say everyone with a smartphone. If you use the numbers in Nigeria, that's about 40 to 50 million people. Are you actually going to be providing services to all of us? Of course, not all of us are entrepreneurs. So, I mean, it's just a whole lot of... If I'm trying to make sense of this, it's in Gen Z language, it's giving confusion and maybe a little lack of direction on the company's part. So, I don't know what their plans are, but I guess we will find out in the next few...
So, most of the ecosystem people I see on Twitter... Sorry.
Twitter.
The ecosystem people, they're rooting for the founders. But who is talking about the businesses that were using Eyowo? Who's talking about the users who can withdraw their funds right now? People who are shouting. I mean, the CBN, funny enough, they've already washed their hands from their matter.
Of course.
Like, they just revoked their license.
Yeah.
Like, when I just go there. But... And that's going to be a big issue for them, right? So if they even say they want to do financial connectedness and financial intelligence,
Whatever that is.
It's most likely not going to be a financial services company or a financial services data company, like financial data company. So they're not like a Reuters or Bloomberg, like you mentioned. That's what I'm thinking about in my head. Like, what is that? But beyond all their plans, I see people rooting for the founders and everything. That is fine. But who is rooting for these users that are finding it? So we saw that they were finding creative ways to withdraw their money at some point. Yeah. They said, oh, this bank is working or this bank is not working, or those kind of things.
Buying airtime. So
buying airtime with...
Yeah, buying airtime, buying electricity units, basically utilities, helping people pay for utilities in exchange for a transfer to their owner, to a different account. Yes.
So what about the businesses that were using Eyowo? Or was there no business using it? In my head, I thought they were a merchant service too.
Yeah, I actually didn't know about the merchant side of the business, where they were serving businesses.
2019, there was Eyowo for retail and Eyowo for something else.
Yeah, that thing is really an issue in the ecosystem where a startup is having issues and you see people rooting for those those businesses, and no one is really talking about the people that are actually being affected, the people that
The
actually
customers. And there's no business without the customer.
I mean, it's good to root for your guys, which, if you are being fair, that's what most of the whole routine is about. It's really about, oh, I know this person.
Mhm.
I think he has put in a good work, even though it may not always be the case. But, oh, I know this guy. I'm rooting for you. But, well, you can be rooting for him even though he has messed up, or maybe he made some bad choices. And yes, things happen in business, but it's, I don't know. So what I'm particularly interested in here is just the communication. It's apart from the fact that it's not very clear. So when you check their social media, you'll see a lot of users who are still complaining. So the first time when their license was revoked, users found it impossible to actually withdraw money. And it's, of course, they assured them that would be resolved. And then they had this partnership with Providence Bank that they gave them new account numbers and all of that. So it looks like it worked for a little bit. But now it's no longer working as expected or as advertised. And that is where the challenge is. So I've seen the CEO or one of the CEOs in the comment section responding to some of the customers, but you really can't do that to everybody.
Yeah.
And even if you can do that to everybody, an aggrieved customer, especially when it has to do with their finances, they really do not care
What your issues are.
Yeah, I don't care how personally you appear to be or how much you are affected by my predicament. People are going to not pay some bills. People are going to be stranded. Lives could potentially be lost.
Reminds me of someone on, like, there was another startup that was having issues, and someone was like, I need to withdraw this money for wedding.
I mean, yes. Think about it. So
I think that is right. But funny enough, people just turned that person's tweet into a joke.
So if this was just, we are coming out from the holiday. So what if the money I wanted to use for my salary was in Eyowo? Are you trying to say that I will not buy a RAM because of that?
So this is an interesting conversation because you've entered the subject of the next topic. Will you trust a fintech enough to put substantial money there to get something? Because this is why I'm saying this. PalmPay, for instance, made really, really killer announcements, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And here are the interesting details. They said, they've hit 25 million users. 25 million users, and they have 75% customer retention rate, whatever that means. I don't know yet. We'll come back to that. Then, to the icing on the cake was they are launching a new savings plan with 20% interest rate. 20% annual interest rate. Now, what I find weird about this is 20% is quite high for the industry.
Yeah.
15 to 18. Carbon, I think Kuda, then OP is around 18. I wasn't sure how those guys were even doing that. Now they are making this thing 20. Piggyvest, I think it's around 10 or 12%.
Yeah. Highest is 14. And that's for a longer term plan. No, it's not
1 year.
No, I think it's about the 1 to 2 year plan. Yeah.
They have up to 38 months.
So it increases the longer you are keeping the money with them. But even then, it's it's still around 14%.
Okay, so there are two sides to the PalmPay issue. Let's dissect it now. Is this thing 30 minutes or 1 hour?
I don't know.
We are already out of time.
Okay.
So we have a few seconds left.
You fast forwarded it.
Don't fast forward anything.
Okay, please.
Okay, let's just make this quick.
Okay, let's make this snappy, right? But number one, the 20% savings interest, how sustainable it is. Number two, those numbers. They said they are doing $5 billion monthly. $5 billion, that is about 3.7 trillion naira.
That's in transactions processed, right?
Yes, value of transactions processed. 3.7 trillion naira. Big Chief said all these trillions you are sharing, there is God. But yeah, jokes aside, those numbers. Then they said, so as of August 2022, last year, PalmPay had 200,000 agents. Let's start with the numbers part of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
They had 200,000 agents. Now they have 500,000 agents. That is 500K.
Okay.
So meaning in less than 1 year,
More than doubled.
they've increased their agency banking service by 150%. Then their user, as at August 2022, it was 10 million. In less than 1 year, their user base has increased by 150% to 25 million.
Okay.
That is just in the space of 10
Let's
months.
say 10 months. 11
Yes,
months.
10, 11 months. That's what they've done. And they said, okay, it was the cash crunch from January that gave them a very big boost. So we all remember when they brought the Naira redesign and people were looking for cash. So Chika Nosu, the MD of PalmPay Nigeria, said they saw this thing coming when the CBN initially released circular. So they were prepared. Immediately the whole cash crunch came, they deployed agents, they call their nearby agent services, for people to come and swap their Naira notes.
Okay.
That was the service they launched at that time. That act alone gave them a lot of customers. So their agents were now swapping Naira notes for people. Then in this period, I think we all know that, okay, if you want to transfer money now and you want to receive it fast, so that you're using OPay or you're using PalmPay. Then if you are going to a store to buy something, look at the POS that they're using. If it's not Money Point or OPay or PalmPay, just forget about it. In fact, Money Point most of the time, right? So this is so what we are saying, if what they are saying is anything to go by, this cash crunch boosted their user base by 15 million people.
So
You are saying
I'm digesting those
very
figures.
interesting numbers, but let's start from the one that we won't spend too much time. 20% interest rate. I'm no finance expert, but until the likes of PiggyVest and Cowrywise came with 8%, 9%, 13%, 14%, banks were giving us around 1% or 1.5%. If your bank was good enough, maybe 2 to 3%. That was what the banks were. Okay, no, I think it was usually around 1 to 1.5% interest rate on your account, and I think it was even on just current accounts at some point. So these guys came and they said, we don't have the overhead costs that banks have, so we can pass on that cost savings to the customer and give them more money. And of course, a lot of people took up that offer. Now, the problem is they have PalmPay can't say that they do not have a PiggyVest cost, because they can't say there's a cost that
I'm willing to bet that they have higher costs than PiggyVest, because there's a lot of offline distribution play going on.
Exactly.
Which PiggyVest is not doing now.
So
Most offline distribution play are not as expensive as you think.
they may not be as expensive
I'm talking
as
of
you
volume.
think, but
Well,
For the volume they are doing,
have you seen
isn't
PiggyVest on
it
the street?
those people that are making their own money?
they are making their own money, but you want to tell me they are not incurring costs? For
How
instance,
are you going to find? So for me to maybe activate agents, I need to go out. You can't just assume that
I get what you're saying.
will-
There's training involved.
yeah, there's training. If you want
Let's see
to,
if there is training. Please go on.
but there's a lot that is involved. So at the very least, you're hiring more people to do this. You're going to be hiring more employees actually, in order for you to do, whether they are contract staff or whether they are permanent staff. You definitely hire more employees. So I'm curious to know, where are they getting the where are they getting the extra money that they can now use to make up that extra 6% interest that they are giving to entice more customers.
So you know, PalmPay has a lending service.
Yes.
That legendary lending service that became a meme on social media. So they were very aggressive with the collection and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, for context to non-financial expert side, this is like a top-down explanation of how financial services space works. The money that you deposit in your account does not really stay in your account. The bank lends it out. That's how the banks make money. So they lend it either to a high yield interest the investment to say the government or in pension funds or whatever, right? So the question in my head is, who is PalmPay going to be lending these deposits to be able to give you 20% returns?
Exactly, because they now have to be lending to someone that can give them higher than 20%.
Yes.
For them
They are
to
giving it to
Crypto. Please, just hide. Just hide. So they are individuals, their individual loans. I think they are paying between 30 to 50% annual interest in their loans. That is the. So some of all these guys have, they're doing up to 50, 60% annually in interest. So once you pay back your loans, so if they are going to be doing that, that means they are lending to millions of people. Number one, or maybe not millions, maybe thousands of people. They are lending to thousands of people. Then two, their non-performing loan
has to be very low,
very very low.
And here's the thing: where every bank,
individuals are high risk.
Of course, we can't see their numbers, but every fintech keeps on saying that they have non-performing loan ratio of like.
Have you seen Kuda's non-performing ratio?
Well, yes. So it was that Kuda one that now made us start thinking twice. But everybody you talk to tell you that 99.9% of our customers repay their loans. And of course, without seeing their books, I can't say that they are lying. I can just say, "Oh, are you sure?" But I can't explicitly say.
knowing ideas.
Yeah, I can't say with a lot of confidence that you're lying, except I've seen your books. So the issue now is, where are they going to get this money? But then never say never. This could be a play for them to, ramp up user acquisition as well.
Yeah,
I already saw someone who I think it was your tweet. The person saw and the person said, "Oh, let me run and go and reactivate my PalmPay account." So people may get in, but like the other question you asked, 75%
user retention.
Yeah, user retention. That's now the second question. So I opened a PalmPay account out of curiosity, just to like see the services you offer and all of that. Are you going to call me? And maybe I open the app once in a while.
Yeah, one of those 25 million users.
Yeah.
Probably it has reached 26 million by now.
Okay, so I am one of them.
Yes.
I don't know, user retention. If I send 200 naira maybe every month, do I also count?
Look at you.
Okay, interesting.
If you buy airtime or if all you do with PalmPay is recharge, I'm willing to bet you're an active user.
I see.
So if they say they have 75% user retention, they're telling me about 18 million of their customers are active. I'm laughing, but it is maybe not. I'm careful not to wave this away because we've seen what Obe and Moneypoint did with their offline distribution place. So PalmPay's model is also a similar model to these two, and it makes sense. And but my concern now is for the numbers and the interest rates to add up. 20% interest rate. Guys, let us know what you think about
if
PalmPay.
Exactly. If you're a financial expert, you can.
Yeah, you
can help
yes.
us.
Yes, I think it's possible that they raised $140 million. It's possible that they're using this as a customer acquisition cost. They might not be making any money from this.
They don't need that money by now. It was 2022 or 2021.
If you are processing $5 billion every month and your cut is only 1%, think about it. $50 million $50 million every month. If your cut is only 1% from that, think about it. So yeah, that's by the way, Sha. But guys, let us know what you think. If you see this clip anywhere, or you hear it anywhere, please give us your comments on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, anywhere. Then a bunch of things also happened this week that we forgot to mention. InDrive just got a license to operate in Kenya. CBN sets a transaction cap on contactless payments. Bolu is asking why they are setting a transaction limit on contactless payments. Is it that they don't want us to enter BRT too much? But that is just by the way, and that's us being weird and banting normally. But of course, don't forget to follow our newsletters. FinTech Today, The Workaholic.
You didn't mention that Wave,
the only
African company, YC.
Yeah.
Which actually.
So YC list release a list of 50 top companies by revenue globally, and we've made that list. My head has been scrambling to find a way to find their threshold. But the only thing YC gave us is collectively these guys made $50 billion in revenue in 2022. They should come and meet Opi and PalmPay. But yeah, that's what we have for today, and I'm sure you enjoyed this session. And if anywhere you see the clips of the Techpoint Africa podcast, just know that if you see a less than 30-minute show of us talking, you know that's a clip. And you can always, we're going to be linking to the full episode at the end of the video, so you can watch what we just discussed. Or our audio lovers, you guys don't have issues. So yeah, we love you. And we're no longer, I think Stitcher has shut down, right? Stitcher has shut down.
Yeah, it hasn't shut down fully. I think it's by the end of July or August that is not going to be available. But I'm saying things about you being able to get it on Pandora, because I think Pandora is their sister app or sister company or something like that. Okay. So yeah, if we get more information on that, we'll let you know. All right.
So yeah, where else can they find us, Bulu?
Well, if Stitcher finally shuts down, you can always find us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Heart Radio, and anywhere else you get your podcast.
All right, people. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bye-bye. See you in the next one.
All right.